Hi and good afternoon to everyone. My name is Vanessa Sulta. Today, I am going to demonstrate safe and ethical handling technique of science material and apparatus while conducting a practical activity. The experiment that I have chosen is from Science Textbooks Year 3, which is about the acid and alkali properties. Before we start with the experiment, we need to know the purpose of the investigation. The purpose of this experiment is to test a substance's properties by using red or blue litmus paper. The hypothesis of this experiment is when a substance with acidic property is tested with blue litmus paper, the blue litmus paper will turn red. Meanwhile, when a substance with alkaline properties is tested with red litmus paper, the red litmus paper will turn blue. If a neutral substance is tested, the color of red or blue litmus paper remain unchanged. Before we start conducting the experiments, there are a few precautions. First, we need to tie our hair neatly to avoid it being dragged through chemicals or become entangled in laboratory apparatus. Second, we need to use lab coats to provide protection of skin and personal clothing from incidental contacts and small splash. And the third one, we need to wear gloves to protect against skin absorption of chemicals burn, or thermal burns. I guess we are done with our introduction and let's start with our experiment. There are a few apparatus and materials needed for the experiment. The first apparatus that we need is dropper, petri dish, tile, cutter, and the materials that we need is blue and red litmus paper, filter paper, distilled water, lemon, vinegar, chlorine, lime water, and the last one is calcium carbonate. Before we proceed to the procedure of the experiment, we need to prepare lemon juice and calcium carbonate solution. For the lemon juice, we need to cut the lemon in half by using a cutter carefully. And then we need to squeeze the lemon juice into the beaker. Precaution for this experiment is we need to cut the lemons using the cutter safely. And then we need to use glove to protect the skin from potential contacts with the lemon. For the calcium carbonate solution, we need to put a slight amount of calcium carbonate precipitate into a beaker. And then we need to add distilled water into the beaker to dissolve the precipitation. We need to stir the mixture gently by using a spatula until a calcium carbonate precipitate is dissolved. And a calcium carbonate solution is done. There are few steps to conduct this experiment. Firstly, we need to pour the vinegar into a level petri dish. Then, we need to add a few drops of vinegar into the red and blue litmus paper. Precaution: when we handle the litmus paper, we need to handle it with a clean and dry hands to prevent contamination. Next, use the dropper to drop the substance into the litmus paper to prevent our skin to have contact and ensure the accurate result. We need to add 3 drops of vinegar into red and blue litmus paper respectively. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We need to observe the change in color of red and blue litmus paper, and then we need to record that observation. Next, we need to pour the lemon juice into a label petri dish. Then, we need to add 3 drops of lemon juice into the red and blue litmus paper respectively. 3. 1, 2, 3. Then, we need to observe the color change in the red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. The substance that will be tested is calcium carbonate. Firstly, we need to pour the calcium carbonate solution into a label petri dish. And then, we need to add 3 drops of calcium carbonate solution into a red and blue litmus paper. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Observe the change in color of the red and blue litmus paper and record the observation. The next substance that will be tested is lime water. Firstly, we need to pour the lime water solution into a label petri dish. And then, we need to add 3 drops of lime water into red and blue litmus paper respectively. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Observe the change in color of the red and blue litmus paper and record the observation. The substance that will be tested is distilled water. Firstly, we need to pour the distilled water into a label petri dish. And then, we need to add 3 drops of distilled water into a red and blue litmus paper. 1, 2, 3. Observe the change in color of the red and blue litmus paper and record the observation. The last substance that we will test is chlorine. First, we need to pour the chlorine solution into a label petri dish. And then, we need to add 3 drops of chlorine solution into the red and blue litmus paper respectively. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Observe the change in the color of the red and blue litmus paper and record the observation. These are the results for the observation of the red and blue litmus paper when tested with different substances. For vinegar, the blue litmus paper will turn red and the red litmus paper remain unchanged. This shows that the vinegar is acidic. For the lemon juice, the red litmus paper remain unchanged. And for the blue litmus paper, change to red litmus paper. This shows that lemon juice is acidic. For the distilled water, red litmus paper and blue litmus paper remains unchanged. This marks that the distilled water is neutral. For the calcium carbonate, blue litmus paper remain unchanged and red litmus paper turns blue. This shows that the calcium carbonate is an alkali. And the last one is chlorine solution. The blue litmus paper remains unchanged and the red litmus paper turns blue. This shows that the chlorine solution is alkali substance. In conclusion, lemon, juice, and vinegar are acidic substances. Meanwhile, distilled water is neutral substances and calcium carbonate and chlorine solution is an alkali substances. Good afternoon and hello everyone. Today, we will learn how to make a homemade litmus paper. These are the apparatus and materials that we will need. First, we need a basin. And then, we need a hair dryer, filter paper, turmeric powder, and 2 beakers. Now, we will make a turmeric extract. First, we need to cut the turmeric powder. We need to add 5 spatula of turmeric powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we need to pour a distilled water into a bigger beaker. And then we need to pour the distilled water into a turmeric powder. We will use a 200 ml of turmeric extract. Stir well. We need to pour the turmeric extract into a basin. After that, we need to dip 2 pieces of filter paper into the extract. Then, after we dip it, we need to let it dry for a minute, for some minutes, or we can dry it using a hair dryer. After the filter paper is dry, we need to cut the filter paper into smaller pieces and put it into 2 different petri dish. For the test tube A, we need to add 2 drops of calcium carbonate. 2. And for the test tube B, we need to add 2 drops of lemon. That's all from me. Thank you and bye-bye.